Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I am here to tell you how to save a lot on your trip to London. It's a very step-by-step video, guys, for you to set up your whole trip to London and saving a lot on everything possible. So stay tuned that it will be quick tips, useful and with not winding up. So guys, give the like in the video, subscribe to the channel, that helps us a lot, and that's it, buckle up. Well, London is one of the most popular destinations for tourists in Europe. It's a very nice city to visit. I loved it, particularly I liked it a little bit more than Livia, but Livia also liked it a lot because it's a very nice city. It's just a little cloudy, a little gray because of the climate. It's not very hot, everything, but in general, it's a very beautiful and organized city, and it has a great cultural diversity. So it's a very nice city, and as many people plan to travel there, we decided to make this video on how to save a lot in your whole trip. So in this video we will talk about everything, how to save money with all the reservations and things you need to plan your trip, like airfare, travel insurance, the cell phone chip, the hotel, lodging, everything. And when you're there, how to save a lot with shopping. The tax-free shopping is very nice. You can save an amount that you didn't even know about. It's a very cool tip. There are also tour tickets and more. Guys, real quick, any questions you have about the trip, about a destination, about anything related to travel or any other subject, you can send us and we'll gladly help you. And it's even easier, send us a message on Instagram @PaiLorenzi, send me a direct message and I'll be glad to help you. And take advantage and follow us there. We are traveling the world trying to show the tips in a very nice way and the family routine with our little ones that are a blast. And soon we will also be leaving in Orlando. We'll be able to show you all our daily life, the routine there, the parks, everything possible, everything in a very different and cool way. So make sure to follow us there because the content is going to be amazing. The first thing for you to save money in London is the season. This influences a lot on the budget of your trip, so check the month as well so you don't travel in high season. In Europe in general, July and August is the high season because it's the European summer, so the whole world ends up traveling there, and it's also the school vacations and the end of the year holidays, Christmas. Everybody wants to spend these parties there in London, in England. So have a look, try to take other dates than these and you will save a lot. Everything is much cheaper, people, the hotel, the tickets, the tours. So try to get the low season months and you'll be sure to save a lot of money. The low season is the best time to travel to London. Now, one of the most expensive items of the trip, which is the first thing you have to think about, is the airfare. There's no way. To go to London, you have to have your ticket, and it's a little bit expensive, but there are some quick tips that will help you a lot. The first one is kind of obvious, but searching all airlines, because there are many companies that fly to London. Then we usually use a ticket comparator. It's a site that searches all airlines, and it shows you all the prices. There are very good promotions, there are great prices. I'll leave here in the description of the video, here underneath the video, you click on the little arrow. I'll leave the link of this search engine that we use, and also all the other sites and tools that I'll comment here in the video. Okay guys, you can rest assured that it will be explained here in the video description, but I'll leave it there. It's a very good site to enter and it searches all the tickets. Take a look, because using this comparator you can get a ticket with the lowest possible price. And the other tip is try to get the flights from Monday to Thursday, which are usually much cheaper, and the afternoon and morning flights, because the night flights are the most expensive because everybody wants to travel and get there in the morning. So do some research. With these tips you can already save a little bit on your ticket. And good news is that there are many flights to London leaving from the many capitals and cities of the world, so it's not so difficult to find good tickets and good prices to go there. You just have to research a little bit. A tip that I'll advance a little bit here, which is one of my favorites, is shopping. Whoever goes shopping has a very good tip to save money. The first one is look for stores a little further away from the tourist center, which usually have very good prices. There's a store that we really like that many tourists don't know because it's more exclusive. It's called Primark. Take a look there because they have very cheap clothes, cold clothes. I've already bought a jacket there for 15 euros, so it's very cheap. Take a look because this store is very worth it. Everything is very cheap and it's huge. huge. And the golden tip for shopping is tax-free. For those who don't know, almost every country in Europe has this system. Any tourist who shops in the country can get back a good part of the tax he pays on his purchases. So in London, this also exists. It's called tax-free or tax refund. It has a few different names, but you will see any big store, any cool little shop that you enter to do your shopping. You make a purchase over £75. The clerk will ask if you want a tax-free or tax refund. You say yes. He'll fill out a form and ask for your passport. You can carry your passport photo on your cell phone, which is also a nice tip. For those who don't like to carry a passport, which we don't, take a picture on your cell phone. It's only for it to get your data. So he'll give you the receipt of your purchases with this form inside the envelope. Keep all the envelopes you received during your trip, because then you can at the airport or at some store or some center there, because there are several companies that do this reimbursement. You can get a refund of more or less 12% of your entire purchase, folks. It's a very good one. If you buy, you spend £1,000 or 1,000 euros there, you will get £120 later in cash. They give cash, so it's a good discount that you can save a lot. So be aware when you go shopping, and be sure to pick up and accumulate all the tax-free envelopes. Get all the envelopes together, and in the final airport before you go home, you can collect the 12% tax refund. Now let's talk about travel insurance. Don't forget to take personal travel insurance. For England, it's no longer mandatory. It used to be. Now they have left the European Union. There was that situation, so they are not part of the treaty. But just to give you an idea, for anywhere else in Europe, it's mandatory to take international travel insurance. So be sure to travel and take yours. Even if it's not mandatory, we recommend it. Never leave your country without one. Everywhere we travel abroad, we do it because it's very cheap and covers you for everything. The travel insurance covers you with medical and dental assistance, any problem you might have abroad, and it's very cheap. For you to have an idea, a 10-day trip in Europe, you will get a good travel insurance that covers you for everything for 24 euros. It covers you with more than 30,000 euros, pounds, if you need to be hospitalized, a doctor's appointment, a procedure, or something important. So it's very cheap, and it covers you for a very big loss. So guys, don't travel without one. And if you're going to visit other countries in Europe on the same trip, you have to do it anyway. You are obligated. And our tip to save money is use a travel insurance comparator. It's a sensational tool. I'll leave the link here below for you to see as well. This travel insurance comparator compares in all insurance companies, and it shows you the best prices. The prices are very good. It's the cheapest anywhere. We have researched it a lot. There's practically no place cheaper than the travel insurance comparator. Take a look, and there are several. They are only good insurance companies that are registered. You can buy them in 5 minutes for a very low price. They send the policy by email, you print it, you travel, and that's it. So never travel abroad without yours. Now let's talk about the tickets. There are a lot of nice things to do in London, squares, places you can visit by walking. The Big Ben is nice to see from afar. The London Eye is that huge Ferry wheel. So there are free things to do, but most of the things you need to buy tickets for. So there's no way. Set aside an amount. The tip we offer to save money is buy in advance and in your country. Never wait to buy your tickets on the spot, because it's always more expensive and you will waste time standing in line. You pay the international transaction, then you pay another 6.5% IOF. If you end up spending more and a lot of time there as well, it's gonna be bad. So buy everything beforehand. It's much easier and very simple. I'll leave here below in the description of the video, guys, the sites that we use it to buy the tickets, which is usually the one with the cheapest tickets. Take a look. There are many. The ones we recommend the most are the London Eye, which is a ferry wheel. That's a very worthwhile one. There is Buckingham Palace, which is the royalties palace, the Queen's Palace, and it has that march of the soldiers that everybody watches, which is very cool. There are also some tourists nearby. There is the Stonehenge tour, which is a very cool tour. For those who don't know, you can see it on the screen. You have probably seen it several times in history or TV, newspaper, and magazines. It's very famous. Stonehenge is a very nice place to visit. There are also some cities nearby. There is Tower Bridge too, which is the most famous landmark in London. So there's a very nice ticket for you to know the history inside. There's a cool attraction. And as a personal ticket, there is also Madame Tussauds, which is a very cool wax museum. It has several personalities that are practically real, very real dolls for you to take pictures and have fun. And another tip to save a little bit on the tickets is to buy the combo card. On this site, the one we like the most is the Go London Explorer Pass, which is very cool. And there's also the London Pass. Take a look, for example, the Go London Explorer Pass. You can go to more than 20 attractions, which are the ones I mentioned, more or less, but saving more than 40%. So you can buy the option of 3, 5, or 7 ticket options, and you choose from this list of 20, which are the main ones. You can choose either 3, 5, or 7 according to what you buy and visit them during a 30-day period. So you save a lot of money and you have practically all the sites that I mentioned, which are the most important ones. So these ticket combos are also very worthwhile on the sites that I'll leave here the link. You can enter there. There are these ticket cards there. They are very good. Take a look and you can save almost 40%. That is a lot of money because the tickets are not that cheap. So don't buy each ticket separately. Buy the combo card and you're going to save a lot. The other tip is you can save a lot on food. London has practically all the fast foods in the world. It feels like you are in New York sometimes in some parts. So you have McDonald's, you have Pizza Hut. If you like fast food, that kind of food, you will be able to eat very cheaply. And there are a lot of restaurants a little bit outside the tourist areas also that do dishes of the day that are very cheap. We end up eating sometimes for £6, £7. A very good dish, very good restaurants. And there are some nice markets there. Is one that we visit. There's one that we visit, if I'm not mistaken, it was the Stable, the Camden, which is very nice, and there we could eat a dish for £5, so it was very cheap. Do some research because it's not as expensive as in London, unless of course you want to go to a more luxurious restaurant, order wine or something, then you end up spending a little bit more. Now the tip to save money on accommodation. The accommodation in London is a little bit expensive, there's no way. It's one of the most expensive in Europe, but you can save with a few tips. The first accommodation tip, personally, is to save money anywhere in the world is to book in advance. The sooner you make a reservation, the cheaper you pay. This is the logic of the tourism market because the cheapest, the best hotels sell out their rooms and then they raise the price. So those who book earlier end up saving a lot, yes. And here's a good tip that we give you. We always use a hotel search engine that's the biggest in the world. For sure you know it because it's always has the best prices, the largest numbers of hotels, and it's a very reliable place. We practically only book with them, and I'll leave the link here below for you to take a look. But the nice thing about this hotel searcher is that it has a very good negotiation with almost all the hotels in the world, especially the ones in London with free cancellation. So this is a good tip because you have just checked in, found a nice hotel with a good price. Make sure you book it. If later on you change your plans, you want to change a hotel, neighborhood, whatever, you can cancel for free of charge. But make sure, because the sooner you do it, the cheaper you pay. Another good tip is also where to stay. We have a complete video explaining exactly where to stay in London, but to summarize here for you, we recommend the Westminster neighborhood. For us, it was the coolest. We really liked staying there, and it was the best option for sure because you're close to everything, all the sites, the main ones, Big Ben, the Palace, the London Eye. You're close to everything, and it's not that expensive. We thought the price was even fair. Of course, there are cheaper places further away, but being close to everything, we saved a lot of time, even money for transportation and everything. So try to stay in this neighborhood, which is very nice. I'll leave a link here below. We put together a very nice personalized map in this hotel search engine that we use, which is the best region that we think is the best location. So click on the link, a map will open, put the date of your trip, and you will see there the best hotels, the cheapest ones, and you can see exactly how much is more or less in that location. But use the map, that's very nice. We managed it to make a very good area that staying inside this area, you will be in the best possible location in London, and for sure there will be a good cheap hotel there. Search a lot and you will find one. The secret is to research and always book in advance. Now talking about the transportations, there are many places in the world that we highly recommend renting a car, but in London you don't need to. You can do almost everything by walking, by subway, by bus, by cab, or even Uber. It worked well for us, being well located. There's no need to rent a car. If you like to rent a car, there are people who like to rent it and want to. Of course, it's worth it. It's cool. The experience is much cooler. We'll leave below the car rental comparator that's similar to the travel insurance one. It compares all car rental companies and shows you the best price you choose, and it saves you a lot. But most people end up not renting, so you can easily use the subway, Uber, or cab, so you can rest assured that you won't spend that much on transportation. London is a place that you don't spend that much on transport. And another cool tip, guys, use the trains. A lot of people don't know, but the trains in Europe are very good. They are super comfortable, they are cheap, they are fast, they are high-speed trains. It's very easy to use the trains. The landscape is beautiful. You can go observing, unlike the airplane, which you practically can't see anything from up there. So if you tend to go to other cities or even to other countries, take a look at the trains that are very worthwhile. We'll leave you here in the description of the video a train comparator that works just like the others. It compares all trains. It's the biggest train comparator in Europe. This site is very good. You can see the routes, the companies, and buy your tickets. We did, for example, the route from London to Paris because Paris was our second stop. It was very fast. We went super fast, super comfortable. The food on the train is very good. It's a very nice experience indeed. So consider taking the train. Another important tip is how to use your cell phone abroad, because if you go abroad, you need to use the internet on your cell phone to do everything and communicate with everyone, search for maps, travel information. Today, you can no longer travel without a cell phone, and the best way is to buy a prepaid international chip. If you activate your international roaming from your national plan from your carrier, it will cost a fortune, so it's much cheaper. Buy a prepaid international chip. You can buy right there in London. We don't advise it because it can be a little bit cheaper. Sometimes it's €5 for a little bit cheaper than buying it before, but you have to go to the store, you spend time, you have to set everything up, you have to communicate in the language of the attendant, configure, spend a travel time that we think is very precious and not worth it. There are very good companies. There is one that we use a lot. We only use it in our last trips. It's a company that sells the international prepaid chip to be used there and in the whole Europe, so the chip it worked in all other countries, in all places we visited. It was a very good site. I'll leave it here below. Also, you search it, they delivered the chip in a few days to our houses. We arrived at our destination, we put the chip in, and we were able to use the internet on the cell phone calmly. Then they were very good. I'll leave them below. The cell phone worked perfectly everywhere we've traveled in these last 6-7 years. We've only used them and we love it. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, give us a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That really helps us a lot. And don't forget to watch the video on how... Isn't that the video? Yeah, wow. I'm getting crazy. And here on the side, I'll leave the playlist with all the other videos from London for you to watch and travel there, knowing everything possible. So that's it, guys. Have nice trips.